Tuck the pelvis under, thinking about growing tall through the spine length at the back of the neck. Find the pelvic floor. Find the transverse abdominis, pulling in. Take your 100%. We're just going to do this one time. 10-second holds. And just trying not to hold the breath though. So just noticing the breath. Try and relax all the other muscles, the fingers, the toes, the muscles in the face. Just take the focus into the core. 100%. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. And a slow release. Then just take it about halfway, so it's not taking all your focus concentration. We're taking the breath of joy, and I think it's a really good one just to wake us up. So arms up to the front, arms out to the sides, arms up overhead, and then exhale, swing them down, and you can forward fold if you want. So forwards, sides, up, exhale, and you can swing into that forward fold if you want to, and then you're straight in on the next one. See if you can go for about 10. You don't have to stress about counting, I'll count 2. It's 3 inhales through the nose, 1 big exhale through the mouth. So just thinking here about just letting go of any stagnant energy. Or if you feel like you've been a little bit sedentary this afternoon, this is just getting you waking up, warming up, fresh oxygen into the system. A couple more. Nice. Now just interlinking the fingers here. We're going to take a side bend. So lifting this over the head. Now start maybe not by a full stretch. So just resting your hands just above the head. Find the core muscles again. Tuck the pelvis under. And then working into this side bend. So the elbows gently dropping down to the side. Engage the core, recenter. So we can add into this, so start to lengthen with the fingers away, the hands away from the body. Palms are facing towards the head for a minute. We're going to switch that over in a sec. Exhale into that extension, that stretch. Press down into the feet as you recenter. Exhale again into the stretch. So this time, take the palms and then pushing them away. Then we can take that over the head. So we're getting like a little bit of a subtle stretch there on the fingers and around the wrists. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side bend. Inhale to the center. You're feeling that around the waist, down the sides. One more on each side. My gaze going up if you can. Try not to look down too much here. Release the fingers and release the arms down. A little bit of a shake here on the wrists. Options now to put in your free weights. Got a little bit of an arm circuit, finishing with the calf muscles. So shoulders down and back, elbows tucked in for the scapular set. We've got 4 of these. Find the core again. Stay strong in those wrists. Getting those shoulders just squeezing together. Then jazz walk, so you know your jazz walk, bending the knee, rolling through the feet. Alternate shoulder press, and we've got 8 of these. No stress on counting because I'll remember to count today. So lifting the weight overhead, keep the head still. Jazz walk. Heels down around the world, so palms up. Draw that big circle in front of you. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out, lower it down. 4 of these. Stay strong here in the core. Feet nicely grounded down into the mats. Length through the back of the neck. Then we've got the bicep curl. So your palms will be facing towards you. And then we're going to go heel flick. So you just flick your heel towards your bum. It might not touch, especially if you're tight in the quads. And you'll find you do this, you sort of tilt side to side, and you see how I'm sort of allowing my body to move side to side. You can take your feet a little bit wider than the hips as well if you want to. Can you hear my socks? I've got my sticky socks on. Okay, then let's go on the right leg first, and we're going to go for 8 heel lifts. So working with the calf muscles and the muscles in the feet. Work with the balance. Use the core, squeeze in the glutes. Just peeling the heel off the floor, pressing down through with the toes into the mat. Whew. Having a wobbly day. Okay, then release, we go on to the other side. So shoulders down and back, 4 in the scapula, set. Engage the core, tuck the pelvis under. So just checking in on the posture after working with balance. Then we've got the jazz walk, shoulder press. Send the hips forwards and up. Try and keep the head still so your ear doesn't dip towards the arm lifting up. Now instead of round the world, we've got chest press. So find your cactus arms. It's in, it's out, and the Arnold press. Lift, lower. It's just such a lovely one that translates into our swan dive. So 4 of these. In, out, and press. Still working with the core, with the pelvis tucked under. Thinking about those muscles on the top of the spine. Finish with the bicep curl again, but this time you can take it as a tricep curl, where it's that position instead of that position. So you've got your palms will be facing down. So that works with the triceps on the backs of the arms, and it's going to go for the same thing with the heel flick. So you can just do the same thing. You can take the feet a little bit wider. And work with the triceps a little bit more. Quite nice strengthening for the wrist, that one as well. I feel like I've got sellotape on the bottom of my feet with these socks on. Okay, release. Now, see if you can put both weights into one hand. I'm trying to make it a little bit heavier. Otherwise, you could have a prop handy for this. But take a march, so it's a high knee. I call this one marching with a suitcase in your hands. So just taking a nice march with slightly heavier weight down into one side, and you're trying to stay nice and so we're not bending down to our suitcase, we're staying nice and tall. Shoulders down and back, engage the core. So don't dip down to the weighted sides. And then swap it over. Suitcase into the other hand. Who needs to go on holiday? You don't need to go on holiday, you just need to do Pilates. Engage the core, eye gaze forwards. Try not to be looking down as you march. Okay, let's take our squats, and I've got a little different version on the squat today, but I'm going to start with the normal one anyway. And it's going to look a bit like a deadlift, so it's going to have the weights just in front of you. They go down past the legs, down towards the floor, and then lifting up. So the back stays quite straight on that. You're squeezing through the glutes. That's what we call on a deadlift squat. With the weight just drifting just in front of the legs. And you sort of have to time it, don't you, with you bending your knees and lifting up again. Option 2 is a split squat deadlift. So you take the stride and your hip width or slightly wider, and then you're in the same position, but this time, can you see how I've got my legs split? So slightly different position. It's kind of quite a good one for walking and running, this one, because if you think about it, we don't often have our feet together. Same position we've got with the back here as well, and you'll find there's more pressure into the foot that's forwards on that glute. And then just swapping that over, about the same again. So it's not a humongous stride in there. And again, bending in the knees. Notice the feet here, particularly the back foot often wants to turn out. So just see if you can keep the feet facing forwards, work with the alignment. You might find it easier to take the weights down through the middle of the feet as well as another option instead of too far forwards. And then into the wide sumo squat. Did lots of this last week on the moon salutation. Keeping the head still for one way and then for the other. The big circles with your weights. Engage the core, find the pelvic floor. Other way around. Lower into the squat if it's there for you. Strengthening through the legs, stretching for the hips. Then just placing the weights down, we're just going to take a stretch on each side. So we'll turn to the left side first. Line up your heels. We've got warrior two. So bending in the left knee, left foot turning out. Big stretch down the inside of that right leg. Arms going out to the sides. Open across the chest. Eye gaze across to the left middle finger. Some nice stretch in there for the neck as well. So if you can just sink down into this stretch, like you're in some sand and it's like soft sand in the sun, and it's just sinking and moving around the feet, and breathe. We're going to go to the left side for warrior three, so you're going to lift up the right foot. Now, if you have your block handy, I should have perhaps said this, you can use a block in this move for a bit of balance. Otherwise, you can just take your balance without the block. And it's quite handy to put the block on the same side as the standing leg. I've got my hand reaching back, but you can also have your hands, if you can take the balance, reaching forwards. So if you can get your leg, your foot in line with the spine and the arms in line with the spine. So either way, whether it would be arm behind or arms in front. Check you're not holding the breath. And release. Take a forward, wide leg forward fold with the seaweed arms. Bending in one knee, bending in the other knee. It's almost like a figure of eight. Resting their heads. And then we'll go over to the other side. We'll head to the right side for the warrior two to start with. So lining up the heels, square the hips to that long edge of the mat. Bending in the right knee. Arms going out to the sides. Getting that opening across the chest. Eye gaze to that middle finger. And just kind of really feeling that stretch down the inside of your left leg. It's a nice hamstring stretch. Good just to check in with the warriors if you can once a week. I don't always do them in the class, so if you get a chance, if I'm not doing them in the class, to perhaps do them on a hill or something. In the forest. Standing in a river, there you go. A shallow river. Warrior three. Block handies if you've got them, otherwise take the full balance. Lifting up the left leg. Squeezing in the glutes there to hold the leg up. And then you can either take the option of the arm resting down towards the leg on the left side. If you want to go for that full balance, see if you can get the arms in line with the spine, eye gaze down, and the leg lifting super high and level with the spine. Practicing some balance. And breathe. And release. They're really good ones, the warriors, to strengthen your legs.